Hello, loved ones. Today is the 57th anniversary of the speech that Martin Luther King Jr. gave the day before he was assassinated. And he was assassinated on April 4th, 1968. King was in Memphis, Tennessee, supporting the trash collectors strike, the sanitation workers strike in Memphis, Tennessee. They were striking for dignity and wages and so forth. Now, you've probably heard or seen snippets of that speech. This is one where he says he's been to the mountaintop. And that part of the speech gets recycled endlessly. And just in case you haven't seen it, here it is.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Now, I submit to you that this snippet has so much appeal because a lot of people are fascinated by the possibility that Dr. King knew his time had come. And the question of whether he foresaw his death is certainly, I think, an interesting one. But it's not one I'm going to, explore here right now. What I want to actually direct your attention to is this question of, what did Martin Luther King Jr. see when he was on the mountaintop? Now, your answer might be, well, he saw the promised land. That's what he said. But what to King was the promised land? Now, he was a preacher, and you might say, well, he saw heaven. Okay. But we don't really know, and I know we're not going to ever have an answer to that, but I actually want us to engage in an exercise. I want you to close your eyes and take a moment. Just take a moment. Go deep. Take a deep breath. Now, I want you to imagine yourself, and keep your eyes closed. I want you to imagine yourself standing on higher ground. I want you to imagine yourself on a mountaintop. And while you're standing on that mountaintop, I want you to imagine what Martin saw. And I'm going to help you out because I'm pretty sure what Martin saw was a world free from racism, militarism, and materialism, what he called the giant triplets. He called that in his famous speech about the Vietnam War. So standing on the mountaintop, Martin saw a world free from war. He saw a world in which we shifted from being a thing-oriented society to being a person-oriented society. Again, something else he spoke about in his speech on the Vietnam War. So while you're standing on that mountaintop with your eyes closed, I want you to imagine that world, right? Now take a moment to expand on Martin's vision. As you're standing on your mountaintop, I want you to see a land free from patriarchy, free from speciesism, free from the ongoing project of colonialism. I want you to see an earth, imagine an earth without borders. I want you to see an earth that is healed. Take a moment and see yourself not worried about anything and not fearing any person, no matter how powerful. And then I want you to see us collectively birthing a new world from our heart space, a land we promise to ourselves and to future generations. I want you to see our promised land. Now, if that's corny to you and unrealistic, more power to you. I get it. But I'm going to gently remind you and invite you actually to take a moment to breathe deeply once again and then to decolonize. Sometimes when we call our visions unrealistic or corny, what we're doing is surrendering to the powers that be. What was it that a British Prime Minister, Maggie Thatcher, said about the neoliberal economic order? She told us that there was no alternative. That's what she said. It's unrealistic to think there is any other alternative to the neoliberal economic order. You don't want to be trapped in the realism of the 1%. So let's stand on our mountaintop with Martin, right? And do whatever you feel is right and powerful and effective to get us all to our promised land. Thank you, family. If you like that message, go ahead and share it and like it. And I appreciate you. Be well.